Today's lecture review will start with understanding the different types of hair color. We have non-oxidative hair color, oxidative hair color, lighteners, metallic hair colors, and natural colors, developer, and an alkalizing agent. We have different classifications of hair color. We have temporary color that does not penetrate the cuticle layer. It coats the hair shaft and neutralizes unwanted tones and is available in a variety of colors. We have semi-permanent hair. It will last through several shampoos. It will penetrate the hair shaft and stains the cuticle layer. It fades with each shampooing. It is non-oxidative and it is used out of a bottle, but you still are required to complete a patch test. A demi-permanent hair color, deposit color, but it won't lift. It is less alkaline than permanent hair color, and it is ideal for introducing hair color services to your clients, blending and covering gray, refreshing faded colors, and for color corrections. And then we have permanent hair color. This is used to match and lighten hair. To cover gray hair, it contains ammonia, oxidative tints, and peroxide. It requires a patch test 24 to 48 hours. It contains aniline derivatives. It combines with H2O2 to form larger molecules. It removes natural pigment while adding artificial color. And it is the best hair color to use when covering gray. If you will think about the four classifications of color as look at your hair strand with the raised cuticle. Temporary color is like a beach ball. It will hit the hair shaft, but it bounces back off. So that's why it washes away each time you shampoo. With a semi-permanent color, think of it as the size of a softball. We've still got the hair shaft, the raised cuticle, and it can wiggle its way into the hair shaft a little bit, but not enough to keep fading each time you shampoo. Then we have the demi-permanent. Think of it as a baseball. So it's smaller than the softball we're comparing with semi-permanent, and so it can wedge its way in just a little bit tighter. But then permanent color is like the size of a ping pong ball. When the cuticle is raised, it goes all the way into the cortex of the hair, and that's why it is able to lift out your natural hair color pigment and put the color dye into the cuticle area. Natural hair color can come from leaves, from barks of plants. There is no lightening. It has a limited shade range, and a professional product cannot be applied over this. So you want to make sure these are things like henna. You want to make sure that you understand exactly during the consultation if your client has used a natural hair color. Metallic hair colors are also called gradual hair colors. They contain metal salts that change hair color gradually by progressive buildup and exposure to the air. It creates a dull metallic appearance. I know you commercials on TV for the men's hair color for men only. This is a metallic hair color that builds up and dulls with increased use. We have hydrogen peroxide developers. They are also called oxidizing agents or catalysts. They have a pH between 2.5 and 4.5, so they are on the acidic end of our pH scale. It's H2O2 is most common. They come in volumes. Lower volume has less lift. Higher volume gives you greater lift. So with 10 volume, it's used to deposit color or when less lift is desired to enhance a client's natural hair color. 20 volume is the standard volume. It will give up to 2 levels of lift and is used to achieve most results with permanent hair color and used to completely cover gray. 30 volume is used for additional lift up to 3 levels with permanent hair color. And 40 volume will give you 4 levels of lift with standard hair color. It is used with most high lift colors, provides maximum lift, and a one-step color service. A lot of times with the use of lighteners, you are going to lighten prior to color application. You will lighten to a desired shade, lighten and brighten an existing shade, lighten only certain parts of the hair, and lighten dark, natural, or color-treated levels. But we have what's called the decolorizing process. We want to think of the scale. We know that the scale of hair color is 1 to 10. 1 being the darkest at black and 10 being the lightest at very pale blonde. So if you put bleach on the hair, the very first thing that it's going to do is decolorize. So if you'll always remember a level 5 underlying pigment is red, then the darker it gets, it's going to be from reds and oranges to red oranges to red browns and then to dark red browns. If it's above 5, it's going to be orangey golds, then yellow gold, then to yellow, and then to pale yellow. We should never try to decolorize the hair to white. The decolorizing process is our contributing pigment. We have to decolorize to the appropriate level to apply the new color. Toners that are applied to the lightest degree of contributing pigment never lift past pale yellow again, because hair will become mushy, it will lose its elasticity, it will be harsh and brittle when it's dried, and it will often suffer breakage to pale yellow and neutralizing the unwanted undertones with a toner. So make sure that you watch the hair carefully when you are lightening the hair up before applying a toner. You want to conduct a very effective hair color consultation. If this is the first time you're seeing the client, or if you know the client is coming in and is wanting some type of a change, book 15 minutes of additional time so that you have time to make sure your client wants are understood and that y'all are on the same page. You want to have your client fill out the client intake form, conduct this process in proper lighting, look at your client directly, recommend 2 options for your client, and be very honest. A lot of times clients will come in and they want the impossible. It's okay to tell them it can't be reached. You want to gain the approval of the client, start the hair color service, educate your client regarding home care products and rebooking. If you do a beautiful hair color service to your client, they go home and wash their hair with an abrasive, detergent-filled shampoo. Their hair is not going to look the same. So make sure that you educate them on the types of products that should be used. Finish completing the client's hair color service, and then make sure that you put the final results. It is very important. A lot of times people will say, well, I just didn't have time to write that down. The next time they come in, unless what you used is on their chart, you won't know what to use if they want the same thing or what if they want 1 shade lighter. If you don't have that record to go by, it's just like wiping that foundation out and you're doing a guessing treatment. To formulate hair color, there are 5 basic questions. What is the natural level of the client's hair, and does it include any gray? Question 2, what is the level and tone of the previously colored hair? What is the client's desired level and tone? Are contributing pigments or undertones going to be revealed? And what colors should be mixed to get the result they want? The combination of the shades selected and the volume of the hydrogen peroxide determines the deposit and the lifting ability of hair color. When mixing permanent colors, you can use an applicator bottle. The bottle must be large enough for color and developer, and you mix according to manufacturer's directions. Or you can use the brush and bowl method. Use a non-metallic bowl, pour developer first, then add your product and blend thoroughly. With the patch test, this will identify a possible allergy from the client. The color used for the patch test must be the exact same color that will be used for the hair color service. A negative skin test will show no signs of inflammation and indicates that the color may be safely applied. A positive result will show redness and a slight rash or welt of the skin. You want to apply the hair color to ensure successful results when performing services. The colorist must follow a prescribed procedure and never leave the client unattended while the hair color is processing. You want to perform a preliminary strand test. You can determine how the hair will react to the color and how long the formula has to be left on the hair. Remember, the things that are important when we apply hair color is porosity, density, and texture. The strand test is performed after the client is prepared for the coloring service. With temporary colors, there are many methods of applying, depending on the product used. You can apply colored gels, mousses, foams, or sprays at the workstation after your client has been shampooed. You can always use and apply these color products directly according to the manufacturer's directions. With semi-permanent color, these only deposit color, so they do not lighten. Remember that color applied on top of existing color always creates a deeper color and alters the tone. The porosity of the hair will determine how well these products saturate the hair, and traditional semi-permanent colors can build up on the ends with repeated applications. The application of demi-permanent color is similar to traditional semi-permanent color. You want to follow the manufacturer's guidelines for application and processing time for the product that you select. Gray hair presents special challenges when formulating demi-permanent hair color. Hair that has previously received a color service will have a greater degree of porosity. If you're doing single process permanent color, it's considered a virgin application, a retouch application, or a single process color retouch. Applying color to new growth and faded ends can be a little bit of a challenge. Make sure that you do not overlap the color because it will cause breakage or a line of demarcation, which is a visible line separating colored hair from the new growth. Process the color according to your analysis and strand test results. Bringing permanent hair color through to the ends to refresh your faded color can cause unnecessary damage to the hair. This concludes Lecture Review Hair Color Part 2.